Hello everyone and welcome. This is a rant that I wanted to do last year, but I never got around to it, and well, I'm going to do it now. As we all know, this is December, and what do we have coming up in December? What is coming right around the corner from right now? It's the 12th of December right now when I'm recording this. But what's coming around the corner? No, I'm not going to talk about the end of the world. Because that's supposed to happen on 12/21, somewhere between 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. The world is going to inexplicably end. Don't know why, you don't know how, but it's supposed to happen because the Mayans said so. I know, what's right around the corner is Christmas. Now, I want to get my thoughts out. A couple of the things I think about Christmas every year. Now, people might say, oh, he's going to talk about sugar plums and happiness and love and peace and joy. To an extent, I will. But, as I told Scarlet Otaku a couple of days back on Skype, more than likely, by the time I'm done with this, you're all going to think I'm the Grinch. So let's get started, shall we? The first thing I want to speak about is Christmas carols. I despise Christmas carols to no end. I really do. For the sole fact that when you listen to them, they're always the same damn thing. People are singing the same freaking songs over and over and over again. Jingle bells and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and I'll Be Home for Christmas. They're all singing the same blasted songs over and over again. And if I have to hear the Chipmunks sing Christmas carols again, I will probably go postal and kill everyone around me. I despise that version of Christmas carols out of all of them. Just over them all. The Chipmunks version. It's... But... I can say this, there is one Christmas carol, one Christmas flavored song, theme song out there that I do enjoy, and that's Carol of the Bells, to which at this point in this video I will probably be playing Carol of the Bells as done by the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, which is beautiful and fantastic. It really is. It is freaking awesome. And when we do get an original song for Christmas, it's something by Justin Bieber, that one he wrote a couple years back, whatever it was called, Mistletoe. I think I learned about it because I watched Hot in the Shadows. And things like from Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You, or something like that. But overall, Christmas carols are just wash, rinse, repeat. Exact same freaking thing over and over again. It's like what people complain about in the commentary community when people jump bandwagons. That's all it really is. And I despise the Christmas carols because I cannot stand listening to the same thing over and over again. Now, the next part I wanted to talk about was what is quoted as the reason for the season. Now, the reason for the season, it spans across a couple of different things, from Jesus to goodwill towards men and love and laughter and sharing. Now, the one I want to talk about first is goodwill towards men, the love, laughter, and sharing. That's a load of fucking rock. I'm sorry. It really is. When does the Christmas season start? It starts the day after Thanksgiving, on Black Friday. And what do you see on Black Friday? You see the worst example of the materialism of this world, especially in America. I don't know if other countries celebrate or do Black Friday much like America does, but if you look at America on Black Friday, you see nothing but the materialism of this season. You have people who get in fights, fist fights, over bed sheets at Walmart. That happened back in 2011 at the Walmart near me, at the Walmart in my town. People got into a fist fight over bed sheets that were on sale for Black Friday because they were a couple of dollars cheaper than every other day of the week. I've seen people get punched in the face because they didn't get the game they wanted at the little game rack on a Black Friday. People have gotten trampled on Black Friday for people wanting to get those deals. Gotta get those deals on Black Friday. That is the reason for the season. Materialism. It is the most profitable season for a business, for a retail business out of the entire year. They make majority of their money through their Christmas season. And as much money as they make on Black Friday. And here's the fun thing. I can give you these for truth. For Black Friday, yeah, you see how much money people like Walmart make. They make, I think they made about 1.8 million or 1.8 billion dollars on Black Friday. That's a lot of freaking money. But 83% of the amount of money that's spent on Christmas shopping is not spent on Black Friday. It's spent from the days following Black Friday up till Christmas Eve. So there's another 83% of what they're going to make still to be spent. And you can't tell me that this isn't the reason for the season, this materialism. This holiday's been so commercialized that it is insane. And people have gotten to this point where they just have to make sure they get their kids everything they want for Christmas. So they go out and buy 60 different items, and they put their credit cards so deep in debt that they're going to spend this next 6 years paying off this Christmas. And next year, guess what? They're going to tack that Christmas on top of previous year's Christmas and extend their credit debt. Welcome to the reason for the season, folks. And it's not Jesus. Oh, it's not Jesus. Okay, let me just put this out here. As everyone should know, yes, I do profess to believe in Christianity. As awkward and as odd as that might seem, and as illogical as that might seem as well, I've been questioning my beliefs for quite a while now. But let's talk about the whole idea of Jesus and Christmas. We're going to get deep here. We're going to get real here, alright? We're going to get all biblical up in this his house. So, people say that the reason for Christmas is to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ. No. I hate to tell you, if you're actually going to stand by that, you're completely and totally wrong. No, don't get me wrong. I don't have a problem with you wanting to celebrate the birth of Jesus if you're Christian. You go right ahead. You put up your little nativity scene, but I just need you to understand that it's based on false premises. Let's talk about this real quick. First off, oh, well, I'm about to sound like a preacher, but whatever. Let's look at Luke, chapter 2, verses 8 through 12, where it talks about the birth of Jesus. Now, once again, we'll be using the King James Version because that is my preference. And there were in the same countries shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. That's very important, by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them. And they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you, you shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. Now, here's the important thing. Here's the very important thing. They're talking about shepherds watching over their flock of sheep at night in the fields. Do you know how cold it gets in the areas of Jerusalem and Bethlehem and the desert over in the Middle East at night in the dead of winter on December 25th? It gets bloody cold. It's colder than it is over here. It really is. No shepherd worth their salt would have had their sheep out in the middle of the fields in the middle of the night in the dead of winter. They would have had them holed up inside a shelter where they could keep the sheep warm lest they die. That is what they would do. They would not be standing out waiting for some angel to come down in the middle of the dead of winter, in the middle of the night. That is not how this works. Okay, so as you can see with this, just going by this right here, this is when Jesus was born. This is it. This was supposed to be on the exact same day, at the exact same time, the exact same minute. And they went off and they found him. You can't say that Jesus was born on December 25th with this information for the sole fact that Jerusalem and Bethlehem, that area, is in the exact same northern hemisphere that we are in America, and also Great Britain, and anyone else who's listening to me. If you're down in the southern hemisphere, then, well, you should know that you're warm this time of year. But in the northern hemisphere, we're cold this time of year. We're in winter. Not only would the sheep not have survived the night because that's not how sheep are built, and no shepherd would have kept their sheep out in the middle of the night, a child, a newborn baby, would not survive a cold night in nothing but swaddling rags, which are literally nothing but scraps of clothing. That's all it is. That's all swaddling rags were. They were scraps of clothing at the time. It wasn't as if they had a swaddling blanket that could keep a baby extremely warm. No, it was cloth. Thin cloth wrapped around the child. The child would not have survived the night. Now, another reason that people say, oh, the reason for the season is Jesus, is because of the three wise men, or the three kings, which is also You can tie that back to 3 stars that go across the sky that lead towards Bethlehem. It's a whole different story. But the 3 wise men, the 3 magi, which even in the Bible it never specifies that there were just 3 wise men or 3 magi that went to see Jesus, and yet they still try to say that there was only 3, despite the fact that number is never given. And if you understand the times that in a circle of knowledgeable men, they would have traveled together, which meant it would have been a group of men, not just 3 men. It would have been a group of at least 20 men going there, and each group of men representing a house of knowledge that would have been going. But that's a completely different story. But they showed up when Jesus was a toddler to give up the gifts of frankincense, myrrh, and gold, or whatever it was they got. I can't remember. I'm not really too worried about memorizing the story of the Magi. But in Matthew 2, 11 and 16, we're going to look at Matthew chapter 2, verse 11, and then we're going to look at verse 16. Wow, I really do feel like a preacher now. I love it. Okay, but in Matthew 2, you see where it says, and when they were come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented unto him gifts, gold, and frankincense, and myrrh. So you see here, they showed up when he was a young child, and that's a very important thing. You got to look at the word young child. You do. And then, down here in verse 16, where I can fully put everything into aspect here. Then Herod, when he saw that he was mocked of the wise men, was exceedingly wroth, and sent forth and slew all the children that were in Bethlehem, and in all the coast thereof, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had diligently inquired of the wise men. So here's what happened. The wise men told him they had been traveling for 2 years. When the star that marked Jesus' birth appeared. A star that marked Jesus' birth in the sky appeared 2 years previously, and the wise men had been traveling for 2 years. Jesus was a toddler at the time. Yeah, that could have been in the dead of winter. He could survive the night at this time. And Mary and Joseph were actually living in a house at this time. You can see that as well in verse 11 when it says they appeared to the house. They came unto the house, not the manger, not the little lean-to that they were in when he was born. So, going by the Bible, you can disprove the whole idea that Jesus was born on December 25th, and that is the reason for the season. Like I said, if you need to believe that Jesus was born on December 25th, you go right ahead, but just know that you're believing a lie. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the whole Christmas versus the holiday season. And when I talk about Christmas versus holiday season, yeah, I'm going to be bringing up atheists. Yeah, I've gone after Christians and their beliefs behind Christmas, and now I'm going to be fair, and I'm going to go after atheists as well. Now, here's the thing. I hear atheists complain that people use the phrase, Merry Christmas to them. And I don't understand this. I really just do not understand this. It's like when they started complaining about people saying a prayer before a football game because, oh my gosh, there might be some Christians there, and the guy in the box, the press box, might be a Christian, and they decide to say a quick little prayer. And atheists throw a freak, oh, they expect us to pray. No, they don't expect you to pray. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. It's up to you. There's no reason to bitch and moan and complain just because a couple of Christians wish to say a quick prayer before a football game. Get the hell over it, you whiny little bastards. Now, Christmas. They talk about how, oh, Christmas means it's a Christian holiday, which means as an atheist I can't celebrate it. These are things that I have heard. Now, I can't say that every atheist is like this. I really can't. But to the ones that do think like this, because I have heard it before, I'm speaking to you. And yet you still celebrate Christmas. You still give out the gifts. You still have your children and you give them the gifts on the day. You still have a Christmas tree. It's all Christmas, but you still celebrate it despite the fact that you don't want it called Christmas. You want it called the holiday season because that's more politically correct and it's not offensive to me. I don't understand that. I really don't. If you don't like the idea of Christmas because it's all about Christ, then don't celebrate Christmas. Make your children suffer and be as miserable as you should be because you don't like the idea of Christmas and you, as a belief structure, do not support it, then don't celebrate it. I'm dead serious about this. If you're atheist and this is the way you believe, stop celebrating Christmas. Please, just stop completely because you are the ones that have caused it to be going, oh, we can't call it Christmas, we have to call it the holiday season. And even then, people screw that up. Like yesterday at work, I had my holiday luncheon at work, and It's called a holiday luncheon to be PC, but the entire time they talked about Christmas and Christmas and Christmas and Christmas, they got it wrong as well, which was hilarious, by the way. And just to add more on the materialism of the holiday season, but they went around and they asked people what they were wishing for Christmas. Their greatest wish for Christmas is, a lot of people said things like, "Oh, I want an iPad." Most of everyone said, "I want an iPad," or "I want this." Very few people came out and said things like, "I would like to see my family I haven't seen in a year and a half. And I know that they're coming to see me this year, or I'm going to go to travel to see them this year, and that is the only thing I look forward to this Christmas season." Those people I respect. The people who want an iPad, first off, they want an iPad, which means they need to be slapped. And second off, you're just proving the materialism of the season. Okay? I thought we were taught since kids that it's more worthy to give than to receive. But atheists who want us to call this the holiday season, I don't understand why you do this. I really don't. It's such as, would a Christian, and I'm seriously asking this, would a Christian really get so angry to see a giant menorah standing next to their nativity scene out in the public park? Well, they shouldn't. No. And neither should an atheist. What would he frickin' do? A bunch of Jewish people want to display a menorah saying, "Oh, look, it's the time for Hanukkah. It's Hanukkah season as well. So why don't we just show that, hey, Hanukkah, Christmas, hey, we can call it whatever we want. I'm Jewish, I'm going to call it Hanukkah. He's a Christian, he's going to call it Christmas. You're an atheist, you're going to call it the holidays, and yet you're going to celebrate Christmas." It's like me complaining about people celebrating Kwanzaa. I don't give two shits if you celebrate Kwanzaa. Yeah, I know it's more of an African-American holiday than it is anything else. Whatever. I don't know squat about Kwanzaa, but you can celebrate it all you want. But I'm not going to tell you not to call this season Kwanzaa because I'm Christian, and it is offensive to me that you want to call this Kwanzaa and not Christmas because this is the Christmas season. Or, you're calling this the Hanukkah season? No, it's the Christmas season. You shouldn't go this route. And atheists really, I don't understand why they get so pissed off about people saying things like, "Merry Christmas." Does it really hurt you if you walk into a Walmart or you walk down the street and someone looks at you and says, "Oh, Merry Christmas to you"? Does that really hurt you somehow? Just because you're an atheist and you don't believe in God and Christ, does that really cause you physical pain? Why? And I've seen this happen. People turn around and go, "Well, excuse me, I'm atheist. Thank you very much. I don't celebrate Christmas, so you need to shut up. You need to respect the fact that I'm atheist." How is the guy walking down the street supposed to randomly know that you're a freaking atheist? Seriously. But these are the kind of different things that I hate about the Christmas season. Now, mind you, I don't hate everything about it. I really don't. I love to see my kids extremely happy and excited for Christmas. Yeah, they're mainly focused on what they're going to get for Christmas. I understand that. But I love to see my kids extremely excited and happy about Christmas. I really do. It's fun to watch them get excited about it. I don't hate everything about it. I really don't. I just hate a majority of the things about this, from the season to the reason of the season to the way people act around the season, and just everything I've mentioned before. So I'm sorry if this has gone on a little bit long. It went longer than I originally intended it to, but this is the Professor. I bid you all a very fine adieu. And once again, as always, I would like to say during this time of year, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Boxing Day in Canada, Happy whatever you celebrate, Happy Holidays. And if you don't like any of those that I just happened to say and you're still pissed off with me, then I would like to ask you to gladly go shut the fuck up.